Azure was a small damselfish, shimmering like a captured piece of the tropical sky, who lived within the bustling, vibrant embrace of the sunlit reef while others darted excitedly between swaying anemones or chased glittering schools of silversides. Azure often lingered near the reef's highest point. Gazing upwards, her friends couldn't understand it. Why stare at the endless blue? They'd bubble, flicking their tails dismissively, but Azure wasn't looking at the water. She was looking through it, captivated by the impossible shapes that pierced the shimmering surface far, far above. Shapes the old sea turtle called mountains. These colossal, jagged forms, sometimes dusted with white like sun-bleached coral, sometimes deep green like kelp forests, haunted her dreams. She felt a pull towards them, a yearning as deep and mysterious as the ocean trenches one bright afternoon. Azure dared to whisper her dream aloud to a group of parrotfish crunching on coral. "I wish to see the mountains," she murmured. Her voice barely louder than the swish of the current. Laughter erupted, sharp and discordant like snapping shrimp. "Mountains?" scoffed a large rainbow-hued parrotfish, spraying coral fragments. "Those are just shadows, silly fry. Cold, hard, dry things. A fish belongs in water. You Euro-D gasp your last breath in a single, terrible moment up there." Their mockery stung, washing over Azure like a cloud of stinging plankton. She shrank back, her brilliant blue seeming to dimmed out, cold and heavy. Settled in her small heart. Were the mountains truly just death disguised as beauty? Was her dream nothing but foolishness? Retreating to a quiet crevice draped in soft, waving sea plumes, Azure let her sadness drift out like ink. It was here that Kalen, the ancient leatherback turtle, found her. His massive flippers moved with the slow certainty of continents drifting. He settled beside her, his wise, dark eyes holding the depth of millennia. "They laugh," he rumbled, his voice a deep vibration in the water, "because they fear what they do not know. The world is vast, little one, far beyond the edges of this reef, or even the great blue above the mountains are real. They are the bones of the earth." Reaching for the sky, he nudged her gently with his beak. "A fish cannot breathe mountain air. This is true, but why must touching a dream mean possessing it? Perhaps your journey is not about reaching the peak, but about understanding the climb itself, about seeing the world with new eyes." Kilini Euro's words ignited a spark within Azure, brighter than any fear or mockery could extinguish. The very next dawn, as the first rays painted the water gold, she began not by foolishly leaping towards the surface, but by exploring her own world with fierce, new determination. She swam up the sheer faces of towering coral spires, feeling the surge of water grow stronger, the light intensify. She practiced holding herself steady against swift currents near the surface. Learning their rhythm, she observed how light fractured differently near the air, creating rainbows on bubbles. She ventured into cooler, deeper channels Kalen spoke of, where strange, rocky formations rose dramatically from the sandy floor. Shadows of the giants above. Each new height conquered, each challenging current mastered, was a step towards her impossible dream. Weeks passed, marked by Azure's growing strength and confidence. Then came a day when the ocean itself seemed furious. Dark clouds swallowed the sun, and the sea, usually so gentle near the reef, transformed. Monstrous waves churned, tearing at the coral. Debris swirled in the murk. Azure, caught near the surface while studying light patterns, was hurled like a pebble. She tumbled, disoriented, lungs burning as she fought for control against the crushing, chaotic force. Just as despair threatened to pull her under, a vast, familiar shadow emerged from the gloom. Kalen, with powerful strokes of his flippers, he carved a path of relative calm beside her. "Ride the surge," he bellowed over the storm's roar. "Use its power. Don't fight it blindly." Trusting him utterly, Azure stopped struggling. She angled her body, feeling the immense energy of the wave, and let it carry her upwards in a terrifying, exhilarating rush propelled by the storm's immense power. Azure broke through the churning surface unlike ever before. For one breathtaking, rain-lashed moment, she hung suspended between ocean and sky, and there they were, not hazy shapes glimpsed through water, but stark, undeniable reality. The mountains. They rose from the turbulent sea like the weathered fists of ancient gods. Colossal and awe-inspiring, she saw forests clinging to their sides, darker green than any kelp, saw waterfalls like liquid silver cascading down impossible heights, saw peaks vanishing into the storm-laden clouds. The sheer scale, the raw, rugged beauty, stole her breath more effectively than the air ever could. It wasn't dry death. It was a world of profound, majestic power. A profound understanding flooded her. She belonged to the sea, but the mountains belonged to the sky, and both were magnificent, interconnected parts of a vast, wondrous whole. The dream wasn't about conquering the other world, but about truly seeing it, appreciating its place in the grand tapestry. Exhausted but utterly transformed, Azure eventually found calm waters back within the familiar embrace of the sunlit reef. She didn't speak boastfully of her journey, or tried to convince the scoffing parrotfish. The profound peace in her eyes, the quiet confidence in her movements, spoke louder than words. She swam to the reef's highest spire, not with longing now, but with deep contentment. She saw the sun setting, painting the water in fiery hues, and knew the same light was likely gilding the distant mountain peaks she now carried forever in her heart. Azure, the little fish who dreamed of mountains, discovered her place wasn't diminished by the vastness above. It was made richer, deeper, infinitely more beautiful by the simple, courageous act of daring to look beyond the familiar waves and dream. She understood now that the greatest journeys often change not where you are, but how you see everything.